morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Natta. Almost forgot where I was for a moment there, Brian. Main track is fast. You know, when he was here, it was very interesting for him. Somebody would be next to me. First race is going to start in a little while. Fast main track. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they upgraded the track yet. We'll let you know about those track conditions, muddy track conditions. Yeah, we got some rain last night. Of course, the Tapeta is all weather, and it stays fast throughout the time. Big $400,000 gross jackpot guarantee in Rainbow Six, which kicks off in race number 6 today, 6 to 11. So a pretty nice sequence, and I put a ticket together a little earlier on. We'll show you that. And everything else here seems to be copacetic, so we'll get right.
We better go.
We get right to your early pick 5 tickets. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, 400,000 in that rainbow. It's up to a big number now, so take a swing. But here's a pick 5. This was reworked, and obviously... Obviously, I can't do math anymore because I had it for $24. Boys, thanks for cleaning that up. For $12, a lot of scratches in one of the races we'll get to. So I did go 4 deep in the opener, 3 deep in race 2. Ellie Reese-Easton on the barn change. I'm going to put that one on top. We've seen her time and time again. Now we go back-to-back singles. Pretty Keen is my best bet of the day. And then in race 4, that was the one that I alluded to, kind of dealing with some scratches in there. So I got to have Christensen on that ticket, though. 27. So I was right. Christensen needs to be on that ticket. That's my top pick. He didn't come out. Okay, so we'll get that updated. 2-7 in that race, and then 43 in race 5. Streaking Gray might be loose in there. We'll try to pop that field. Yeah,
Streaking Gray looks like the controlling speed. You get Embassy El Jaramillo in the saddle, too. First race today, I thought it was pretty wide open. The current favorite very early in the wagering is the one Stellarator. I did go with the other horse right next door, and that's Reaching Stride, who drops to the 12-5 level today, stretches out around 2 turns, took a positive step forward last time out against those 25 maidens, going 5 on the Tapeta. Jose D'Angelo, Sprinter Root, he's solid. And this is a $130,000 daughter of Mohiman you can get for 12.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. We get it. It is what it is. How about 1 for 19 with Edgard Zayas? One of our best jockeys, one of our best trainers, but I think this one's in a good spot, too. You mentioned it, Ronnie. Not only did she really improve getting to the Tapeta, but she got out of the maiden special weight ranks. Now we stretch out. You look at the pedigree, certainly with Mohiman on top, 2 turns should be right well within her wheelhouse.
You did go with the number 9 horse, and you 30-1 on the morning line. Tammy Levy with David Baracco in the saddle.
Well, we just talked about one of the horses to beat Reaching Stride, and if you look at her, you know, she's not any great shakes, and you know, I just thought her greatness. You know, David Baracco's brought home some bombers, and he's done it on the Tapeta. And this horse is by Liam's Map out of a Mineshaft mare, and she's going to be a huge price. She's only run 4 times. The Tapeta race last time wasn't terrible. It just, to me, Ron, I don't know, they might run this race here at $12.25, and we're going to look up and somebody might pay $72. I just thought maybe this could be it. This is an admitted reach. We've got long shots, and then we've got long shots. This is one of them.
Yeah, and the horse that's currently favored, and rightly so, Stellarator, has been knocking on the door at this level in 2 or 3 recent races, going around 2 turns on the all-weather Tapeta. Dave Brady won the opener yesterday. He's got Edgar Perez riding as Azayas is going to move to Reaching Stride today. So that is race number 1, and it is wide open. That's where Brian went deep. We've got to see what happens with that 9 horse. Hey, it's taking some money, 17-1 right now. Second race, 7 furlongs, claimers, fillies 3 or 4 and up, non-winners of 3. No scratches in this race, and you went with the number 7, Ellie Reese-Easton.
Well, I mean, it's right there in front of you, right? I mean, Liz Doble's on the trainer changed 30%, and this horse has some okay form, has some in and out form, and now she takes over, and she does such a good job with John and Imaginary Stables, and now Lionel's here, and they're almost 20% with a positive ROI. Got a feeling, Ronnie, this horse wakes up today. Now, does that make her good enough? I don't know, but she's going to be a square price, too.
I went with the inside horse, Kenya Sun. I'll tell you why. Cutting back to her best distance. She's had 3 races at this distance with 2 wins in a second. Tracked the pace and finished second. That was going that 1-turn mile last time out. Victor Barboza Jr., who's been really moving up the standings there. No one's going to catch Sappy, but he's been doing good. He's got leading jock Miguel Vasquez in the saddle. And you know me, when it's 7 furlongs and I see a multiple winner, and that's why I went with Kenya Sun.
Yeah, 3 for 3 in the exact at that trip. And those, you know, then you look at take it one step further. She's 0 for 8 in everything else she's done. So this is really her thing. She's tactical. She can save the right ground. All of a sudden, Raspberry Ballet's good, too. So that's a good thing now, running second to her.
Starship Nugget is dropping to this level after failing to get in track. That was a pair of 20 state-bred optional claimers. Carlos Perez got Louis Figueroa in the saddle.
Yeah, she's coming out of fast races for those levels, and this is a drop, too, so she's got to be a player in here.
Let's go to race number 3. We're going to stretch it out to about 1 mile and 1/16 on the Tapeta maiden optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. The optional tag is $40,000. I think this was your best bet or your single today. Pretty Keen, who's a half-sister to $1.7 million earner extravagant kid.
Well, she's got a little ways to go to catch up with him. I just finally think this might be her day. You said it in the office. If you're 1 for or if you're 0 for, it's a good thing, apparently. I just think she's better than this group, and that's how I'm going to play it. I like her races. I know she hasn't really made a dent. I don't like giving up the 2-length lead, 2 back, but I think today it's her day. She's better than these.
Yeah, you know, we were joking around, but if you watch over the last couple of days, I don't have the actual numbers in front of me, but there's been horses that have won at 0 for 14, 0 for 16, yesterday 0 for 12, and this one 0 for 12. With all that said, I did go with the 2 Tamarindo, who can rebound after following that well-meant second against maiden special weight competition. Now, that was 2 starts back, comes back now, sets the pace, and Fault is in that race to finish 5th, was the big favorite that day at this level and distance. It's Safi, it's Edgar, the top daughter of Into Mischief. Does this one bounce back?
She's got to, right? She was 9-10 that day. I mean, she was not good. I know she kind of got dueled into the ground, and it wasn't an ideal race flow for her, but, boy, I didn't think she did a lot of running, and, you know, it was a little odd, too, Ronnie. She runs 2nd for a maiden special weight. I know she wasn't in for a tag, obviously, as the Florida bred, but we'll see. It left a bad taste in my mouth, no doubt about it. I did, you know, you have to use her if you're playing a deep ticket, I think.
Now, race number 4 this afternoon had some scratches in it, and this one is 5 furlongs, a maiden special weight, 2-year-olds on the Tapeta. The about distance, we had some scratches of the 1, the 5, and the 6. I know I had the 5 and 6 on my ticket.
Oh yeah, I had 5, 6, 7. So I'm with you right there. So really now Christensen, it's the ball is in his court.
Yeah, stepping up the special weight competition again after showing marked improvement. But they had to drop this horse, you know, back to a sprint distance on the Tapeta last out, albeit at the $40,000 level. But Victor Barboza, he's been going good. Embassy Al Jaramillo in the saddle. Thought this was a logical contender.
I agree, and he gets a lot of help with the scratches, as both Ronnie and I had the 2 scratches, you know, on top, and take note of the action on the first-time starters. If they're not being bet, it really moves Christensen up that much more. That race plays, but he's got to answer the class question now.
Well, look at the number 2 horse in here. We both have in second belly up. This is a California-bred son of Into Mischief, debuting for Tom Proctor. Interesting that this horse is here. $250,000 the stud fee, a July foal. Lots of crazy things going on with this horse here. Yet, beautifully bred, and Tom has spent the spring and summer down here this year.
July fall. I don't feel like you see that too much, do you? Wow. You know, this horse has a license to be a runner. The only reason I put him in second is because Tom's not necessarily a guy you think is going to crank him up too much, but you look at the works, the bullets are there, a big-time pedigree. You mentioned the Into Mischief. The Dam was 4 for 13. She won on debut. She won some turf stakes. She was stakes place. 4th foal is a half the slot queen who could run a little bit. 2 for 4. I wouldn't shock me at all, Ronnie, if this horse goes off favored.
Yeah, it might go off favored, but usually the foals are like March, April, May, right?
Yes.
So July. So, and then Marley Luck is the son of Taproot, who's working well for this Fausto Gutierrez. You know, so you think maybe this horse can run well.
I agree with that, and you know, you go against Fausto at your own peril.
Race number 5 this afternoon is about 1 mile and 1/16 on the Tapeta. It's a starter optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, started for 20 less, or the optional tag of $20,000. And you went with the number 4, Streaking Gray. It must be respected as the speed, as you said.
I think so. And we've got the perfect rider to take advantage of it because we know how intent Amicio is in these types of situations. And I don't really see anyone running with this horse. I guess maybe High Vibes if they want to go on a send mission. But you know Amicio's going. He's going to put this horse on the lead. She hasn't run that well of late. I get it since she rose up to this level. But today I don't think she's going to have to work as hard as she did last time, going 47-2.
I got a 6-1 shot on top with dry humor, has been firing bullets in preparation for that first start since stepping up off the claim by Diane Marici. Had that trouble starting 6 against 16 starter optional claimers. So I found a stat on Diane Marici. First after a 61 to 180-day layoff over the last couple of years, she's 7 for 39, 18%. 51% in the money, 141 is the return investment. Just looking for a little price in there. Streaking gray, I got on the ticket in, and I use Short Circuit, who's stretching out today.
Yeah, I mean, Diane does not have great stats off the claim. So, and this horse didn't run badly off the claim last time. So you could think this horse moves forward a little bit now that she's had him.
What'd you see with the number 3 in here, Hardly Social, for that is for Samantha Doble?
Yeah, I mean, comes in off a win. Let's just be honest. I know this is a class rise. This is not the toughest 20 starter, optional claimer that we've ever seen. That race last time fits with these. Going to have to raise the game up a little bit, but another one that should be a decent price too.
Well, let's take a short break. When we come back, I'll show you my Rainbow Six ticket.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron and Brian here, and we're going to bring you race number 6, which kicks off the Rainbow Six with a $400,000 gross jackpot guarantee. It's going to be 6 furlongs, maiden special weight state bred 2-year-olds. It's a pretty nice day out here now. I'm thinking by this race, if we don't get any more rain, the main track will be listed as fast, I would think, throughout the end. It happened exactly that yesterday, but we did have more rain last night, but it looks like it's drying out beautifully. Scratch the 1 to 10 and all the alsos in here. Let's take a look at my ticket, and I found this race totally wide open, so I went 4 deep in here. We'll talk about that race. I like Cool Star and Fishing for Fun for Cesar Figueroa in race number 7. I'm singling the number 3 Surrogate, and I'm taking a chance. We had a horse come from Del Mar yesterday, just won by 14 lengths, and I just thought this coming out of a key race would be good. Lots of coverage in our stake. The Our Dear Peggy had a big scratch in there of the 2 horse, but I went 4 deep. I had so many different ways to go. In race number 10, a lot of people are going to be singling the Distractor, but Octane's got that back class to 2. And 3 in the last race with Hardy Boy, Florida Star, Captain Anthony. Lost my second choice or top choice in that last race, so 38-40 for me.
Tough sequence, right? And I like the fact that you're singling there. I picked that horse too, because it's a type of sequence where, you kind of got to take a line and draw a line in the sand and stick with someone, because there's some races where you could go a lot deeper too.
I am going to this race 6 here, and I just found it wide open. I believe my long shot is in here with the number 4 horse, if I remember correctly. No name dude here for Jose D'Angelo. I'll tell you why. This one is going to face a state-bred 2-year-olds. I just thought that after promising $50,000 debut against Open Maidens, he pressed the pace that day. He finished 3rd. Jose D'Angelo, 28% with maidens making his second start. Ready for the assignment, a bullet 3 furlong drill, which is the best time of 42 workers at the distance. I'm going to go with this horse 8-1 in the morning line.
Yeah, it's a wide open race, at least on paper. We've got to look at the board when it opens up and see who's live with these first-time starters, because there's a plethora of them. But, we've talked about this time and time again, the experience edge. And, this horse comes out of a good race, and Duck got fried chasing last time, so I would think he's going to be a little tighter.
You went with the number 7 horse in here. It's 20-1 for Bobby Hess, and this is Mawana K. Bowling.
Yeah, I did not realize that. We print out very, very early now and do the work early. I did not think this horse would be 20. Now, we do lose 25 points on the morning line with the 10 coming out. I don't want to see this horse 20-1, to be honest with you. It's not a great sign. But, you know, I said, David Lopez is riding. That's a little odd. And then I thought to myself, you know, Bobby's a California guy, and they've got a couple stats, a couple wins together. I wonder if he, you know, did some work for him out there maybe when he was, you know, exercising out there, so to speak. So I wonder if I just thought maybe he put him on a live horse here, and they paid a little money for this uncaptured. Bobby's okay, 14% with firsters.
Well, let's go with that other 20-1 shot you have on your ticket, and that's the 11 Adios Papachico. I think you got a video you want to show?
I mean, again, it's that type of race. I don't really see any huge favorite in here. I thought this horse did a little running here. Back the number 8 horse, kind of in and out of your picture here right now. You're here to see JR's Pride is you know, kind of trying to pop the field. So kind of turn this into a little bit of a funky race. You know, when those horses go wild early and kind of puts everybody else under the gun a little bit. So this horse is going to be in between horses here. And I thought when finally got out, I thought this horse ran a little better than maybe it looks, or, you know, tightened up on in here, and now right here that's not good either. And then we're going to dip to the inside and watch this horse run on a little bit, Ronnie, late. And, you know, just maybe this is, you know, we talk about this experience thing time and time again, and if you want experience, you get it right here, that's for sure. And this horse runs on now. Going to show some interest when normally a lot of the times, you know, these horses can back out of it, quit, and say, you know what, I don't really want to run today. No, I thought he gathered himself, got 50, he was 21-1 that day. So got a lot of experience out of that race. And again, it's a race where I think you're allowed to get creative in here.
The number 2 horse in your Ghost Bike is the son of Neolithic, debuting for trainer Louis Roussel with a consistent work tab showing on both dirt. And I like the work on the Tapeta. I wanted to just show you when MCL Jaramillo and Louis Roussel hook up together over the past 2 years. They're 20 for 61, 33%, 66% in the money with a 256 return of investment. So he's going to jump aboard, a wide open affair. I mean, this one is 4-1 on the morning line. I just thought maybe this one would have a shot today.
Absolutely. Look at the bullet drill there. I mean, that was on the Tapeta, so, you know, you could take that with a grain of salt, but there's good works on the dirt, too, and, you know, Mr. Louis knows what to do with a nice horse.
Let's go to race number 7 this afternoon. This is a 1-mile claim of 3 or 4 and up, non-winners of 2 in life, $6,250. Scratch the 3 last second Louis and the 4 Summer Ash, and I know you put your late pick 5 ticket together. Interesting to see how you went.
Another $12 here, and we'll see. Did the 4 come out of race 9 because race 11? Because I got to update this too. I don't know if I sent it wrong or what. I thought I did update it. Anyway, 3 deep here, 3-6 in race 8 with the top one, Surrogate, who you mentioned. I think is going to be definitely tough. 11-6 now, a key scratch in the stakes of Born Dapper. Take note of that. But Stephanie's Charm, and we're going to show you that replay. Boy, she got the 2 turns, Ronnie. Yeah. Blew way up. Here's the single in race 10 of the Distractor, and then in race 11, it's 2-4-9 for me. 2-4-9. I guess that was a scratch race too because the 5 came out. Right. 2-4-9 for me in race 11.
Yeah, we'll update those races when we get it back here. And getting back to race number 7, the mile claimer, 3-year-olds of 4 and up, non-winners of 2. And I know you have a video with Cool Star and Sandy Dude you want to show.
Yeah, we'll check this out. I thought Sandy Dude ran, you know, pretty well without any flow help at all. So Cool Star's the 9, and he's got the jump. Sandy Dude, nowhere to be seen right now, and so obviously Cool Star gets the benefit. Now, Fulton Street won this race at 40-1. It was a funky race. It was a weird race. The horse didn't stop. It was kind of unfathomable, to be quite honest. And Cool Star ran well to be second. I'll give you that. But, whoa, here he comes now. Here comes Sandy Dude, who's left for, you know, no chance whatsoever. And he's got to try to loop him. He wasn't even in the picture entering the far turn, and he's going to go about 6 wide here, maybe a little wider, 7, 8 wide, 9 wide, I don't know. He got third. I thought it was a pretty decent effort, Ron. And to me, he ran a heck of a lot better than Cool Star. And Cool Star was evens, by the way, and Sandy Dude was 30. And he's going to be a square price today because they'll all go back to Cool Star. And I get it. It's Safi. It's Edgard. You know, it's the deserving favorite. Don't get me wrong. Sandy Dude ran better.
Yeah, I did. I went back with Cool Star because it's the only two-time winner in the field. Makes the usually a fruitful third start of his current form cycle. He finished second, as you mentioned, even money favorite at this level and distance. I think that he gets it done today. Safi and Edgard are 30% together, so I just thought it was an interesting race. I also got Sandy Dude on my ticket. Fishing for Fun is where I went with my second choice. It goes to the Cesar Figueroa bond after the claim, stretches out to the mile. And I just wanted to show you the stats on Cesar Figueroa. Just over the past year here at Gulfstream Park. First after the claim, he's 6 for 14, 43%, 64% in the money. 339 is the return of investment. And I'm just going to play the percentages in there with this horse. Didn't run that well last time out, but I'm expecting an improved performance.
Well, Cool Star's in trouble because he's got 2 wins, and Sandy Dude's 1 for 21, and Fishing for Fun's 1 for 17. So look out, Cool Star. Hey, Cesar Figueroa, anything he gets into the barn, runs. So I'm agreeing with you that maybe we can be a little more forgiving of that no-show last time.
And he's also 4 for 9 with horses stretching out in distance, which this horse is going to do today. So just playing the percentages there. It's very wide open to kick off the late pick 5, and that's part of the Rainbow 6. We're race number 8 this afternoon, a mile 70 yards on the Tapeta maiden special weight, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 7 jockey change on the 2 horses here. I think it's, what's her name? The girl, I forgot her name right now. Margaret. I can't read my writing. That's why I'm having the trouble there. What's her name? Mallory. Look at my writing. Can you read that? I can't read that. Mallory's riding the horse in there. So that's Russian alphabet. And I wrote it like Chinese alphabet here. I can't read anything what I wrote there. This one, we both have interest in the number 3, Surrogate, who's debuting locally on the Tapeta, making the first start since finishing a Stalk and Fade 7. That was a fruitful 1-mile maiden special weight at Delmont, which the winner came back to win a stake in its next start. And the second place finisher broke his maiden next out and got a 90 buyer.
Yeah, this horse is coming out of the right races. I just had one yesterday. Absolutely run off the screen. What was the margin in that horse? 14 or something?
14 and a half lengths or something like
so
that.
well done there. And Surrogate, I think, gets a good local crew here because he's the class in here.
The number 1, our Admiral, is hoping to keep a straight course after drifting in the stretch. Got disqualified from the special weight victory at the distance for Joe Cantonese. A little snake bit. Luca Panici in the saddle again. Wasn't that bad of a takedown, but I guess it was right to do it.
Yeah, I mean, this horse ran well. So don't, even though, got disqualified, don't let that cloud your vision. This horse ran very, very well. That's the race, okay? So if Surrogate can't, needs a start over the track, our Admiral comes in with the race to beat.
And you had Rootless Intent in second, who's making his first start since finishing a clear second at that level. It was back in July.
Yeah, and Logico finally, Logico was one of those horses for Antonio Sano that had been knocking at the door, and he finally just drilled it down. And I thought Rootless Intent ran pretty well, lightly raced. That was the first trip at a mile. We're going to stretch out to 2 turns. Obviously, around the Tapeta is the question mark, but a lot of them have to answer that too.
Yeah, that race that I think the horse won at Elmo was the Shared Belief or something like that. So Surrogate, once again, my single in the 8th race on my Rainbow 6 ticket and my best bet this afternoon, I believe. Race number 9 this afternoon, about mile 70 on the Tapeta for 2-year-old fillies. It's our stakes race. It's the Our Dear Peggy, $65,000. And the scratch, the big scratch this morning, the number 2, Born Dapper, out of the race for Jonathan Thomas.
Unfortunate, and JT did some good work in the championship meet, so it would have been good to see him run one here, but it is what it is, and that takes a lot. I'll tell you what, now this race really becomes wide open if you didn't think it was already.
Well, you have our right on top, and I had this horse originally 4th. I just bumped up my other horses, and that's Stephanie's Trumpet. I saw the video you said yesterday. It's a pretty nice performance.
It was, and there's nothing going on here. It's just a filly that maybe just is doing what she's wanted to do all along, and that's run 2 turns, and that's a big, big deal in here because Born Dapper, I believe, Ronnie, was the only other one to have a win at 2 turns, and she was 11-1, and I'll tell you what, she just drilled this field. She did it on the square. She ran a fast number as well. I thought this was a powerful performance. Now, can you back it up against Stakes Company? Well, that's a question mark, but a lot of these horses have to prove that. There's a few maidens in here as well. The unfortunate thing, because like you said, I did have her on top. 8-1 is long gone now with the scratch of Born Dapper.
Yeah, I mean, she might even be, I don't know if she'll be favorite, but she'll be close to the favorite in there. I did go, there you see, just out for a Sunday cruise there, just a good performance. The number 5, Jelly Bean, is where I went, and this one is a full sister to rejuvenated stakes winner Gatsby, who's just been riding great, and 10th race participant Octane. So we know that this horse will be running, Octane at least will be running in 10, stretching out around 2 turns, came off the bench and finished third behind that repeat winner called Showgirl Lynn B, who won an allowance at Kentucky Downs last time out. And the local winner, Lily Boyana, was a pretty good winner too. So coming out of a key race for Carlos David, Embassy El Jaramillo handling the stretch out, and there's the unknown. How's this horse handle the distance?
Yeah, because now we're going from 5.5 to 8, essentially 8.5. It is a significant stretch out. I know Octane, we can talk about him in a second. He did win at 2 turns. I don't think that's his best jam, and I'm not sold on Gatsby at 2 turns either. I think this horse has a lot to prove. Now, with that being said, you could also make the case that she's got the most upside of anyone in this field. And Arundel and these brethrens, boy, do they run, huh?
Let's take a look at number 6, Blind Spot in here, who's a $125,000 daughter of Cross Tracker, trying to Peter, led every step of the way to break her maiden, going 7 on the dirt for Safi and Edgard. What do you get with this horse today?
Yeah, you're going to get a short price. I know that. You're going to get an underlaid price, and she does not have to win. She can, absolutely, and you've got to be fearful of her, and I picked her second, but she doesn't have to win. She's going to be a big underlay as well. I'll tell you what, the other thing we haven't really talked about, Ron, for a 2-turn race, at least theoretically on paper, there's plenty of speed in this race.
Yeah, there is plenty of speed. Yeah, and you know, just want to touch on one other horse that I have way down in the ticket, but you got to take a look at this horse, Rock This Town, the number 9. It's from Safi Joseph Jr. Had a win with Lionel Reyes in the saddle yesterday. This is a $150,000, daughter of Motown by Uncle Mo. They paid a lot of money. This horse ran an okay third behind Blind Spot. Now going to stretch out into Peter. The old adage of the longer price of the uncoupled entry. This horse, 12-1 on the morning line. I think you take a second look.
This is one of the horses in here, if not the horse, that will move up the most at 2 turns. Yeah.
Race 10 this afternoon, 6 furlongs allowance, optional claim of 3-year-olds and up. Optional tag is 25. No scratches in this race. And boy, the distractor looks pretty good here.
He does. I mean, he's, I don't know what he is on the morning, but he is 6-5. That's dead right. He's probably going to be odds on. He's got to back that last race up because it was so fast. But you know what? His other races that aren't as fast probably still win. He's won 3 out of 4. He's going to be tough.
The number 5, Too Much Action, was exception to the norm when he returned from that 14-month layoff to win.
Yeah, let's take a look, too, because he ran big. And we got to give Jerry O'Dwyer some credit here, too, because he got this horse to fire off that long, long layoff. I mean, this horse was a good third to Wit on debut at Saratoga. And it hasn't been seen forever. Now he comes back, and this horse was good, Ronnie. And Jerry did a heck of a job getting him ready. And the finishing order, by the way, okay, here's your order, 4-1-5. The speed held in this race, and Too Much Action ran them all down on the square. I don't know if he can get to the distractor today. It's a big leap. This horse can run, though.
Yeah, he ran a really good race there, and you see him right there on the outside, closing to win it. That was the number 4 that day, and a good performance. I think that's the Jerry O'Dwyer I might have picked. I don't know.
You had that one.
That horse that day. The number 2 horse I wanted to talk about, already talked about his little sister in the previous race, and this one is Octane's, cutting back to 3/4 of a mile. Responded to the addition of Lasix with an improved 3rd-place finish against those 75 optional claimers, going 7 on a good track that day. It's a multiple stakes winner at age 2. Edgar Zayas in the saddle today. I think the addition of Lasix is going to help this horse.
Today's the day if he's going to fire. 3rd start off the long, long layoff of his form cycle. Old Dean delivers. That's something to 5 last time. Drilled him into the ground. But Octane showed some signs of life, which he did not show in the carry back. He could move forward today.
Race number 11 this afternoon. And this one here, as I flip the page, is a mile 70 yards about distance on the maiden claiming 2-year-old 16. A lot of people had the number 5, which was the morning line favorite, Mr. Ash on top. Say that very carefully. I always had the 4 on top in here. Hardy Boy, who drops to the 16 level, races without the blinkers today after making that middle move. Sort of faded to finish 5th. That was against 35 maidens going this distance on the Tapeta. Ronnie Spatz, Edgar Perez handling the class sweep. I didn't put this stat up, but if you read it here, first time blinkers off, he's 29% with a limited sampling.
Yeah, pretty good, and with lightly raced, seems to be moving forward a little bit, and Ronnie said the class drop's going to play here, too.
And you did go with the 2 Show 'em the lights.
Bobby D.
Bobby
That's
D.
all. I mean, do we even have to talk about the horse? Bobby DeBona trains him. That's all you got to know. He's been on such a tear. This horse was bet a little bit on debut. Bobby's not a guy that's going to crank him up. I think we get a lot better today. He ran 2 turns on debut, too, Ron. We've talked about that. It's not an easy thing to do.
And this race is just so wide open without the 5. I mean, there's so many different ways you can go in all these spots this afternoon. So you're going to have your handicapping hats on to handle that Rainbow 6 and late pick 5, or as a matter of fact, all the races today, but that's what makes it so much fun. So with that said, we are done with the handicapping part of the show, and now we will get to the lightning round.
Elsa Morrison has been in very, very good form. I've talked about it quite a bit in the last, I'd say, 3 to 4 weeks. She's consistently putting horses in the right spot. You mentioned, I heard you say it on the radio today, that she's got a really good rapport with Safi, and she ran a couple yesterday, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go back and show you that horse's stretch run and winning the 6th race. And I thought this Unsociable was 7-2 was my top pick in the race, and I thought this horse ran exceptionally well in there. And she, fought through the stretch, and just a good performance by this horse to win it. And I thought she did a fantastic job here.
Gotten it out too, by the way, over the ex-Safi runner Panther Island, who was 3 for 3 and it just blasted all 3 fields. So well done.
Well, we have our best bets and long shots. I guess we'll go with Brian's best bet first and see who he has in here.
Pretty keen, right? In race 3, 5-2.
Yeah, and I am with, I think it's Surrogate, right? It was my best bet to hear today.
Yes.
Yeah, it is in race number 8, the 3-horse Surrogate, 9-2 on the morning line. Your long shot, was that the one in the first?
Yeah, we got about 23 minutes here for my long shot. Her Greatness at 12. No. We need to be about 25, 30 to 1 on Her Greatness. So that's my spot there.
And my long shot today, as I mentioned, is Jose D'Angelo's horse, No Name Doom, 8-1. I'm not getting 8-1, but it was nice to think that I might.
Yeah.
So that's it. Now what else do we have here? Oh, we have, what else do we got?
Jelly Bean.
Oh, Jelly Bean. Let's go back. Now, this is not really, I just want to show you this horse, how it ran. Only finishes 3rd in this race, but I think the stretch out is going to help this horse this afternoon. There she is. I just thought she ran. And there's the showgirl, Lynn B. That's the reason I wanted to show this. This one went on to win a nice allowance race at the $4,000 million allowance race at Kentucky Downs, whatever it is. And I just think the Jelly Bean was okay, and I think the stretch out around 2 turns is going to help this horse today.
It's got a big pedigree, and as I mentioned, the Arundels, the partnership with Brethren has been very, if I may quote you, very fruitful for them. And this is a race that if somebody wants to improve by a big step, they're going to win because it's all right there.
So good luck with all your selections this afternoon. Brian and I will be back here throughout the afternoon trying to give you some useful updates, and we'll see you in a little bit. Oh, wait, Pete Aiello is coming up next. Almost forgot.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.